See, I brought my hat, but I like hoping the sun will cook some of the sweat off my forehead. Did I mention the heat? Did I mention the fact that I look like a tourist? I think I'm a tourist. Puerto Rico is a speck of land in the Caribbean. It's an island forged by centuries of invasion and resistance. It's true. Puerto Rico has miles and miles of stunningly beautiful beaches. It's also true that the food here is fantastic. And if you like tropical jungle, it's got that too. What is also true is the Puerto Rican people are a fiercely proud bunch. It seems that despite their poverty, they're happy to have this little Caribbean island all to themselves. This is Old San Juan at night. This Spanish-built town is built like a fortress. Well, actually, it was a fortress. I know this sounds cheesy, but walking these streets at night takes you back in time. It has the feel of Latin America or parts of Europe, and it really reminds me of New Orleans. It has that same kind of party feel to it. So it's actually really wonderful walking through the Old Town Square here. There's a pretty comfortable atmosphere. And I hear birds. Or is that a traffic signal? I want to have coffee. This area reminds me very much of the French Quarter of New Orleans. And like many cities in the world, old towns really have it going on. It's too bad America doesn't have many more of them. I've heard that Quebec City is supposed to be cool. Walking around Old Town at night sometimes has its rewards. There are times where you see something like this. I didn't understand anything he was saying, but it was still pretty cool. So I just saw a live statue singing and talking in the square, and it's pretty cool. And I'm sweating quite a bit. So that's San Juan's Old Town Square. So now we're headed somewhere else. I'm not sure where we want to go. One of the other cool things I just noticed is how shiny the streets are here. They're from all the tires going over relatively ancient cobblestones. If you're roaming around Old San Juan at night, you will most likely wind up down along the waterfront. It's a colorful place with street vendors and street corner pina coladas. But watch out for signs that show one price and vendors that charge you another. It's best to ask in advance. So get your drink, take a stroll, and enjoy the night. San Juan is a city with a population just a bit larger than my hometown of Buffalo, New York. Established in 1521, it's the oldest city in the entire United States and its territories. Something you should know about San Juan also is it's got a lot of traffic, so plan accordingly. In a way, you could say that Puerto Rico is kind of like the Detroit of the Caribbean.
Puerto Rico's poverty rate is more than twice that of Mississippi, the poorest state in the U.S. But in part, its poverty is part of its charm. It's easy to drive a few miles and find a wonderful roadside stand to order food and have lunch.
So I'm here at El Rancho Original. This place is a Sunday wildness. People with their motorcycles and stuff. It's pretty cool.
And nothing says Puerto Rican pride like lechon, roasted pig.
This is the pork skin. Okay. So, left sausage. I got it. Cilantro, cayenne kind of flavor. Amazing. So the blood sausage is astoundingly good.
This isn't just a meal. It's the essence of this island. Something you can taste in every bite. It's a rebellion against everything fast and everything easy. It's a great way to spend the afternoon. And I think it was here that I really felt Puerto Rican culture the most. Being here in the heat and listening to the music and watching the people dance gives you the feeling that they're not dancing for tourists. They're dancing for themselves. Just a couple hours drive outside of San Juan gets you out of the city and up into the mountains. As we were driving through the winding roads, we did something that we do on every trip. We stopped and we visited a small cemetery in an unknown town on an unknown road.
We gotta walk back up.
There's something about cemeteries that feel more alive than most places. The silence hums with the untold stories of the gravestones that serve as reminders of lives lived and lives lost. As I walk through these places, I'm always alert for signs of local customs, some sort of telltale indication of how this particular place is different from the others. Other things I'm watchful for are beehives and holes made by collapsed coffins. And today, my visit revealed a stock of used coffins waiting for their next occupants. Talk about recycling. I guess that's it. Here, mortality isn't feared. It's embraced. You can almost hear the dead whisper, "As you are now, we once were." El Yunque. So, I thought I'd use this time to say that Puerto Rico is a beautiful place. No question. Yes, I complain about the heat, but that's because I'm from upstate New York. One of the realities that all of us now face is Everybody seems to be traveling all at the same time, and we are overrun with tourists just like myself.
That's how people carve their names into the bamboo so that you can make sure that you knew you were here. But the environmentally sustainable part is that it grows and goes away. And the occasional car. And this is Juan Diego Creek. And the thing you got to watch about Juan Diego Creek is flash floods, because then you'll get swept away by the whole thing and die. Now we're going up into the mountains. Hola. It's hot and sweaty and treacherous deep in the jungle. Coming down's not going to be as much fun. Yeah. Whoa. Deep, rugged in the mountains. 100 feet, maybe 112 feet off the road. We're taking a path blazing up the mountain, but it does have slippery rocks. Alright, we're going back up some more. Glutton for punishment, I guess. What do they say? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah.
So I kept climbing in the heat. Did I mention it was really hot and slippery?
The other fun thing about watching videos is they always show you trails with nobody on them, but the reality is these places are crawling with tourists like us.
Slowly. You don't have to rush. Slowly.
So the trick is, in being a tourist, is to act like you're the only one here, when in reality, everybody's here. And then you take your picture like no one else is there.
The reality of travel these days is we all want to see the same things, but we need to be considerate of one another. On the way into El Yunque, you can climb Yokahu Tower, and you'll get an amazing view of the island from 1,500 feet. The rainforest here is wonderful. It's lush, and it's peaceful. And further down the road, there are tons of trails to hike on. It's the jungle. If you decide to travel to the far western side of the island, you'll be given the reward of beautiful beaches, fewer people, and a lot more heat.
So, I'm here on the very western edge of the island of Puerto Rico. It's literally 100 degrees and humidity. Feels like salty bath water. And just over there is the inlet, and just that way is the ocean. So I'm going to just walk over this way a little bit and see what we get. So over that way, about a mile, is the lighthouse that's on the far western end of Puerto Rico, Cabo Rojo. And it's about 100 degrees. It's pretty amazing, actually.
We weren't walking very long when we met Fritz and Lang, a couple of stray dogs that lived here, and quite frankly, I do not know how these guys survive. I mean, water. It's salt water everywhere, but no water. So we gave them some water and some French fries.
He got some, though. He needed it, you know.
The western part of the island is definitely much better. It's quieter and less jammed up with people.
I can certainly say that one of the things that strikes you most about coming to Puerto Rico is the heat. It is beautiful, and yet there are these vast tracts of undeveloped land. Miles and miles and miles of beaches of all different sorts all the way around the island. So overall, it's pretty cool. Well, cool's not the word. It's 100 degrees right now. I'm sweating. It's a dangerous kind of heat. But I think one of the biggest things that hits you about Puerto Rico, more than anything, is the people. We went to have barbecue yesterday, and it was Sunday, and the people were out dancing and having a great time. And like any Caribbean island, it's slow getting around. It took us 3 hours to get 90 miles.
I think in many ways, Puerto Rico is a lot more authentic than other Caribbean countries. Those places are overrun with tourists, and Puerto Rico is not. I guess in a sense, you would say that Puerto Rico is unpretentious.
So I'm here in Puerto Rico, just getting ready to head back, and I think first and foremost, what strikes me about this place is, seriously, the people. They're great, they're friendly, they're kind, they're not greedy, they're not pushy. And yes, this place does seem like, but if you look around, it looks like every old town you would see anywhere. The food here is astoundingly great. A lot of it's fried, but there's still, in pockets, great tradition and culture here. And it's fairly inexpensive. They use the US dollar. But all in all, pretty rockin' place. You just need to know what to do and how to keep yourself occupied.
This place is what it is. It's wonderful. It's hot. And it's beautiful.